So last time I spoke about the importance of giving time to our family members, importance of giving time to our children, importance of us giving time to our parents. So today, inshallah, the topic is practical steps for spending our summer holidays. And so that we can make our summer holidays fruitful, we can make our holidays into holy days. We can make our holidays productive, inshallah, for all of us. We ask our children, what are your plans? Some said we're going to go on holidays. Some have already gone. Some are still going to go. Lots of children, they say, we don't know what we're going to do. And when we ask children, what time do you wake up? Some of the children, they wake up in the afternoon. One child, he said, I wake up at 12. I said, is that not late? No, holidays. It's not late. So this means there's no plan in place. A couple of weeks back, I woke up for Fajr and I had a message, and it was from one of my ex-students' mom. So this student now, mashallah, he works. He uses me as a referee. He works now. His mom sent me a message 4 o'clock Fajr. She said, my son, he's not back home yet. He went last night with his friend, and that friend also was in my class. So she said, you've got his number, you've got my son's friend's dad's number, can you contact them? Where is my son? So this is what's happening today. There's no plan in place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made night to sleep. So children, they're waking up afternoon, there's no plan in place. So how do we expect our children to spend their holidays if there's no plan in place? So lots of children, they're just busy on their gadgets. Even in the masjid, we can't stay away from our gadgets. Even in the masjid, lots of children, they're playing games and they are on their mobiles, even here. So like the younger children, they're on YouTube. The older children, they're on PS5, and then the teenagers, they're on social media. The scholars of Islam, they say that children that are under 16, they shouldn't have a smartphone. The ulama, never mind children, the ulama, our teachers, they say no one should have a smartphone. You know, one alim, he went to his spiritual guide and he said, I'm not able to read 3 paras a day. So you know, someone that knows the Quran, for them is very good. Read 1 chapter every day, but read it 3 times. So I'm doing this right now. I'm on the 8th juz, and I'm going to read the 8th juz today 3 times. I go with the date, it makes it easier. So the alim, he said to his sheikh, I can't read 3 chapters a day, and the reason is I've got a smartphone. I watch one video and the other video comes, So the sheikh said, you shouldn't have a smartphone, just get a normal phone. So we waste so much time on these smartphones. So what do they say about children? They say under 16 shouldn't have a smartphone. They should use a laptop in a public space in the house. And they say why? Because these children, teenagers, 13 to 17, they're learning what desires are for the first time. So they're experiencing this feeling for the opposite gender, lust, desires. And you know, they are in this learning process. Is like giving a child a Ferrari who doesn't know, he hasn't got, he hasn't passed his theory, he hasn't taken any lessons, and you give him a Ferrari. Obviously, he's going to have an accident. So likewise, for these children to have unrestricted access to the World Wide Web, it doesn't make sense. So we need to ask ourselves, what do we expect from our children? Basically, there's a 14-year-old girl. She wrote an essay in the Free Press that demonstrated how American parents are focusing on the wrong threats. So she says in her book, The Anxious Generation is mentioned in this book, I was 10 years old when I watched haram for the first time. I found myself on the website which I stumbled across by accident and returned to out of curiosity. The website has no age verification, no ID requirement, not even a prompt asking me if I was over 18. The site is easy to find, impossible to avoid, and has become a frequent rite of passage for kids my age. Where was my mother? In the next room, making sure I was eating 9 differently colored fruits and vegetables on the daily. She was attentive, nearly a helicopter parent, but I found haram websites anyway, so did my friends. In this essay, this is what is mentioned, that we are protecting our children in the real world while under protecting them online. If we really want to keep our children safe, we should delay their entry into the virtual world and send them out to play. So when children go out to play, what happens? Unsupervised outdoor play teaches children how to handle risks and challenges of many kinds by building physical, psychological, and social competence. So this is basically mentioned, but what we learn from this is a wake-up call from a 14-year-old girl. She's recognized something most overlooked. The virtual world is not just a distraction, it's a real threat to our children's hearts, minds, and even their deen. We are living in a time where fitna reaches our homes through screens. And just as we lock our doors to protect from physical harm, we must guard our homes from spiritual harm. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyat." Each of you is a shepherd and each of you is responsible for his flock. Our children, they are amana, trust from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this trust includes protecting them from what may corrupt their fitrah, their nature. So let's create homes where technology doesn't dictate the norm and our use of technology is Allah-centric, where Quran, conversation and presence replaces endless scrolling, where we model discipline before we expect it from our kids. Children are naturally curious. If we don't lead them, the online world will. Just how we want to protect our children in the real world with who they interact with, what journeys they undertake, and what food they consume, we need to ensure that in the digital world, we know who they are speaking to, WhatsApps and websites they are visiting, and what digital content they are consuming. So my brothers, I was mentioning that when we ask children, what are your plans? They say, we have no plans. We don't know what we are going to do. So obviously, if there are no plans, how do we expect our children to spend their time? This is what they're going to fall on. Social media, gadgets. So this is what's happening. The younger children, they're busy playing games, and then the older children, they're playing PS5 and they're communicating. Even playing PS5, they are not only playing, they are having a conversation as well at the same time. So what have we done to change this environment? This is a question for us adults. Do we expect our children to make their time useful, to make their time productive, to spend their time in a responsible manner by themselves, when we haven't done anything as leaders, when we are going to be questioned regarding our flock? So if we aren't going to do anything, they aren't going to do anything as well. We haven't facilitated anything for them to make their holidays productive. We haven't got involved. We haven't made a plan. So now we're halfway now, And if this is the case, we just leave the children to themselves. We are living in the same house, but as individuals. We're not living as a family, not as a unit. Then we're not going to enjoy our time. Our children, they're not going to enjoy their time. Real enjoyment is not in these phones. If this is the case, now we're going to be waiting for September when the schools open, and then the children can go back to school. And so will the children. So my brothers and sisters, this is an opportunity for us to get close to our children. This is an opportunity for us to get close to our parents, get to know our parents. So what are we going to do differently now? What plans are we going to make to ensure our children don't waste their time on their gadgets, for them to do something productive? So we have to take a lead, we have to take an initiative to do something differently. So I'll share with you just a few tips, a few ideas now. So we have to make sure that we spend undivided time with our children, with our parents. So undivided. So this doesn't mean that we're all on our phones and we're talking. You know what Qasim does? Qasim rings. He rings Blackburn, he rings Germany, he rings his uncles. He put the video on and he'll stop playing games. So how his uncles find out is his camera, it goes off. So when you're on another app, then your camera, it turns off. This is no conversation, okay? This is not undivided time. We have to give undivided time. Put everything away, any distraction, put it away. So you shouldn't be worried about your friends then, shouldn't be worried about work then. And you should be giving this time to your children, undivided. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, okay, how much quality time can I give to my children? Everyone's in a different position. When and how much time can I give to my children? And not only, this isn't only for parents, this is for grandparents, this is for uncles, aunties. How much time can I give? This is the first. I can give, for example, I can give 2 hours every day. The second question is, what do I do in this spare time? So one thing we can do is have a conversation. And again, make sure it's a proper conversation without any distractions. So if your child has a phone, put the phone away. We're talking right now. If we haven't done this before, then we'll be stuck. What shall we talk about? So how many of us know what conversation we will have with our child? If we don't have any topics in mind, then that means we haven't had any conversations with our children. So how well do we know our children? And also in this conversation, we don't start lecturing them. You have a casual conversation. Talk about school. Okay, you're going into year 6 now. You're going into year 10 now. Have you met your teachers, your friends? Which class, which friend of yours is in your class? So talk about school, talk about their hobbies, talk about their holidays. And despite their age group, even if they're young, you can still speak with them. And this is so that we know what is important to them. And we ensure that their iman in Allah is strong. During this time that we give to our children, we fill their hearts with the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We fill their hearts with the love of the Holy Quran. So we practice Islam, we perform our salah, and we also get them to join in. We fast, we teach them how to fast, we take them to perform Umrah, Hajj as well, and we fill their hearts with the love of Islam. When is a good time to have a conversation? So when do children really listen? When you are traveling. MashaAllah, lots of weddings are coming up. When you're traveling to your wedding destination, this is a good time. Speak to your children. They listen, they want to know, they want to hear. Before sleeping as well, children, their hearts are very, very soft at that time. Before sleeping. At the time of eating. Also, Allah forbid, if they fall ill, this is also another time when children, they want to talk to you, they want to listen. Okay, what else can we do in our spare time? If you can take part in outdoor activities, go outside, go out, go to the park, play football, play cricket, become active. If it's raining outside, then stay at home. Do something with your children. Gardening, DIY work, cooking, renovate, painting, whatever it is. Do it with your children, together. Something else that we should do with our children is recite the Holy Quran at home. You know, when we are home, when we're together, don't just get together and put the TV on. No. Open the Holy Quran. Children, they have 200 days for the masjid. 150 days they are at home. So we have this complaint from parents, especially when children leave the masjid. Some parents, they don't want their child to leave the masjid because they know when he leaves, he's not going to recite the Holy Quran. So they have this complaint that my child has left masjid, madrasa, maktab, he doesn't read the Holy Quran. So why is the reason for this? Children, they come to the masjid 10 years, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Some come 1 day a week, 2 days a week, some come 3 days a week. Okay. Now, when they are coming to the masjid, on the Saturday and Sunday, they don't read the Holy Quran. When they have holidays, they don't read the Holy Quran. Now, they have had this training of 10 years now. What have they come to learn? Quran is just for the masjid. Quran is not to read at home. And because of this training, it continues once they leave the masjid. And we see lots of children, they leave the masjid like 14, when they're 14, 15. This is a very important time. They say first 7 years, let your child play. Next 7 years, nurture, do the upbringing of your child. The next 7 years, so 15 to 21, they say your child, keep him with you. Should be like your shadow. But this is when we say to our children, go explore. So this is one of the reasons why our children, they don't read the Holy Quran when they leave the masjid. We should read the Holy Quran at home with our children. And not only tell them, go read the Holy Quran. No. We should open the Holy Quran with them. Make such a nice atmosphere where the Quran is being recited. Everyone recite the Holy Quran. And a beautiful time to recite the Holy Quran is Fajr. أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا. Angels are present at that time. Beautiful time to recite the Holy Quran. So make this mahol environment where mom is reading the Quran, dad is reading the Quran, brothers are reading the Quran, sisters are reading the Quran. Everyone get together and recite the Holy Quran. And the scholars, the ulama, sulaha, they say that if you read the Quran at home, all the problems they will go. And this will bring rise to peace. Because a home where Quran is not recited, is vulnerable to devils entering it and corrupting the people with it. So this is something that we should do in these holidays. We should get together and recite the Holy Quran at home. Okay, this was a complaint by parents. Teachers also have a complaint. They say the child, he's gone on a holiday, he comes back and he's forgotten what he learned. This happened with me a few years ago. After Ramadan, one child, he came to the masjid, he forgot his namaz and he was a teenager. I said, how have you forgotten your namaz? Did you not read Taraweeh? He said, no. Did you not read namaz in Ramadan? No. Okay, I said, Eid. You read Eid namaz? He said, no. I woke up at 10 o'clock on Eid day. So this is a complaint by teachers. The children go on holidays and they forget what they learned. So this is a time during the holidays, we get together, we read the Holy Quran, and whatever the child knows, we listen to them. When I was a child, no one told me to do this. Children don't know that much. As a child, whatever I knew, before going to sleep, I used to recite it all. Whatever I knew, 6 kalimas, Iman Mufassal, Iman Mujmal, the surahs I knew. Before going to sleep, I used to read all of that. And in the morning, whilst going to school, I used to read everything again as well. So this is what we should do. We listen to our children, listen to the kalimas, listen to the Iman Mufassal, Iman Mujmal, listen to their surahs, listen to their du'as. Du'as, a lot of the parents don't know the du'as. What's the du'a for entering the home, exiting the home, entering the toilet, exiting the toilet, entering the masjid, exiting the masjid? We can ask our children, what's the dua before sleeping, waking up, before eating, after eating? Our children, they will even know the meaning. We can ask our children, okay, can you remind me, what is the dua before eating? What is the meaning of the dua exiting the toilet? So we can learn from each other this way. MashaAllah, we have holidays going on right now. We should come with our children to the masjid as well. This way our children will understand the importance of salah. And the children that come, this is for the regular worshippers, and all of us, we should welcome the children. We should smile at them. We should do this to them. Yeah, we should make them feel welcome. Don't make them feel disconnected. Don't make them feel like the masjid is just for the adults. This masjid is, yeah. So these children that come, we should make sure that, we welcome them. And especially we should focus on our homes in these holidays and create an environment at home where they recite the Holy Quran, where we read Islamic books and we learn from each other. We have Ghar Ka Madrasa. We have a maktab, madrasa at home. Prophet ﷺ, he said, don't make your homes like graves. You perform salah at home. So we should perform our nawafil at home as well. If we encourage our children, inshallah, even when we die, they will remember this encouragement. I know one brother, he comes to the masjid and he always remembers his mother. And he gets emotional. He says, my mom used to send me to the masjid. She's not alive now, but I still come to the masjid and I remember my mother. So inshallah, our children, they will do this. They will remember us as well. And inshallah, we will benefit from this act, inshallah, in our graves as well. So during these holidays, I'm just finishing off, we should give responsibility to our children as well. We shouldn't just leave everything on the mom. Okay, no, it's just the mom's job. No, we should, as daddies, we should get involved as well and give our children responsibilities as well. Okay, You've got responsibility for your toys, for your bedroom, for the cleaning, for the gardening, for cooking, for putting the plates out. Okay, you got it this week, you've got it next week. So then what we do is we encourage them. We say shabash. When I go to play cricket, when we're fielding, we say shabash. So you know the batter, he says, what's this shabash? What's shabash? What's shabash? So we should say shabash. We should say well done to our children. If there are any shortcomings, we let them know. Inshallah, this way, this will be a good training for our children as well. They will feel good as well, that they are accomplishing something, they are learning. And this is what living is. Living is learning. So we shouldn't be the absent parent. We have to all get involved. You know, if the mom is doing everything and the dad is not getting involved, then, you know, if the dad's got his own rules, then the child is going to say, Mom, you're telling me not to swear, but dad swears. You're telling me to read salah, but dad isn't. So this is also a time for us to work on our relationship as well, our marriage as well. If we get angry, we start swearing. If we're going to do this, this is what we are teaching our children, that this is acceptable. So they copy what we do, not what we say. You know, we see lots of children in their 30s, 40s, they're not getting married. Why? It's because maybe their parents, they were always fighting, and this had an impact on the children, and they said, you know, if this is marriage, we're better off without it. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, An-nikahu min sunnati. Nikah is my sunnah. فَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. Whoever turns away from my sunnah is not from us. You know, if we do this, finishing now, inshallah, we will enjoy our holidays. Our children will enjoy their holidays. My son, we used to spend so much time a few years ago. When he used to go back to school, he used to cry in dinner time because that disconnection was hard for him. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the ability to act upon what has been said. Ma tawfiqi illa billah.